Happy Monday, everybody. It's Monday morning and I'm in my greenhouse because all my kids are doing their schoolwork. So I've come out here to light my candles and check my seeds. And over the weekend I've been doing more seed planting. So let's have a look what's new here. We have a little arnica plant. Little arnica seeds just sprouted, so I'm so pleased with that. We've got a little tomato roselle that's come up. A sweet little pepper that's come up. That pepper is a yellow bell. And everything else is doing absolutely wonderful. Look at all those, aren't they cool? All the lettuce. We've now got marigolds and stocks that are sprouting. We've also got more seeds put in here. We have lots going in. We've got a lot of squashes and pumpkins, herbs. We've got a bit of everything, more lettuce. I had these and they were sprouting indoors. They were bare root ones, so I thought better get them in. And we have a gooseberry and this one's a blackcurrant. They're in. And then we've got more here. Look at this, we have broccoli, spinach, apple mint, more sweet peas, spinach, kohlrabi, kale, dwarf, curled one. We've got a kale that is red, and we've got land cress. So, I know with a lot of these seeds, it's too early. I'm impatient, but instead of calling it I'm impatient, I'm going to say it's an experiment. That one, to see if I can grow them a little bit early. It's only a couple of seeds, not vast amounts, so if they don't work it's okay, because I have more seeds that I can try again later on, maybe properly in the proper season window. But for now, I'm really happy with everything. And in my greenhouse, you can see the temperature is at 10 degrees, which is brilliant. I just want to see what this little plasticky greenhouse can do. And so far, it is doing amazing. I also have my coffee. So, I'm gonna go in, check with my kids on if they need any help with any of their schoolwork, and then I will be back later to show you what else I've got going today. Right, I'm now in the kitchen. All the kids are getting on with their schoolwork absolutely fine. I have several things I've got to do here. One of them is make bread. I can't share the recipe with you because it's in a book and I don't want to be copyrighted, so this is the book, the Amish Baker's Cookbook, and the recipe that I use in there is called Old Country Bread, and it's absolutely amazing. It's my best bread recipe I've ever found, so it is good. And the book isn't over expensive on Amazon, so if you want to make this bread, get this book. It's brilliant. As you can see, and I got this book for Christmas, and you can already see how much it gets used. So with that said, let's start making the bread. I do everything in a bread maker, but I don't cook it in the bread maker. I let the machine do the work on the mixing and the proving for me. I then take it out and cook it in the oven. Okay, so let's get going. Now on this, I do it under number 12 leaven dough, so I don't bake it. There we are, the bread's going. Right, let me set up for the next thing that I have to do, and I'll be back. Okay, next up is the dehydrator. Now my kids love eating dehydrated marshmallows. If you've never done it, give it a try. It is brilliant. They love it in hot chocolate, they throw it in their cereals. Oh my goodness, it's just so great. But anyway, let's get on and I will load the dehydrator up. Okay, that's on. Let me set up for the next one. Right, next up is butter making. First I'm going to show you how the bread is looking. Dehydrator going. There we are. Right, now for butter, it is really easy. All you need is double cream, a little bit of salt, but later. That's it. Food processor, electric whisk, anything you can use to do this. Right, enough chatting, let's get on. Now with cream, it's going to take some time, but you'll know when it's done. What I'm going to do is I'm going to keep mixing this up and try and capture each stage that it starts to turn, and so I can show you, not make you wait and watch just the blender keep going round and round and round for the next 5-6 minutes. Okay, so I'll be back to show you the changes that happen to the cream. Okay, the first change is it going thick. Let me show you. As you can see, that's pretty thick. But keep going. The next change you'll see is this happening just in there. Can you see that? That's starting to change, but keep going. As you can see, this is starting to turn into butter, and the mixture has split. That's the fluid at the bottom. Not quite there. I'm going to give it a quick stir and put it back on just for a few more seconds. Okay, next up is strain it. Get all that delicious butter out. Scrape off the blade. Let me finish scraping this off and I'll be back. Right, next we're just going to use cold water. So that's cold. And you're going to rinse it off. And move it around until you can get all that buttermilk out. Right, I won't let you sit and watch me finish this. I'll get back to you when I've finished rinsing it. So you want the water to run clear. It does take a good few minutes to do. Okay, now we have rinsed out our butter. We're going to get some salt. Now you salt this to taste. So what I would suggest is you put a little on and then mix it in, try it, And if you've put too much on, the great thing is just rewash it and it'll wash a lot of that salt out. So don't panic. And the reason why we wash it is to get rid of the buttermilk, because it's that will turn the butter rancid. So you really want to wash it well, and it does take a long time. And yes, your arms will ache. But it's worth it. Right, I'll keep mixing and I'll come back when I'm done. Right, once it's salted, we're going to put this batter into a nice clean dish and squash it down. There we are, ready for my family to start using. Right, I'll be back in a while to show you the bread. Right, as you can see, my bread is done. It's proved lovely. Now I'm going to knock it down and shape it and put it in my buttered and floured tin. Now, this is going to be quite a big loaf, so I'll try and put my hand there so you can see it's quite a size. Okay, I'll be back when I've got it in the pan. Okay, that's my bread in the pan. I've now got a blade to make some cuts. Okay, now that's done. My oven is already preheated. Now I'm going to brush the top with oil. Right, that's ready to go in my preheated oven. I'll bring you back when it's all cooked. There we are. Look at that loaf. What a lovely loaf. Right, now let me tip it out. Check that it's done. Definitely done. There we are. What a nice looking loaf. So pleased with that. Right, now I'm going to sit down and have my coffee, and I'll be back later. Right, all my kids have finished their schooling and they're off doing their own thing. So I thought I'd take this time, because I've got about half an hour to an hour. I thought I would take this time to show you the crafts that I've been doing over the weekend. Now, in the last video, you saw me doing this corner to corner. Well, I finished it. It's not big, but it's big enough to go over my lap. Now, this yarn I used was from a place called Lady So and So. They've got a couple of shops fairly local to me, but they also have a website, so I'll link that in the description down below. Next up is another crochet item, which I'm winging. I'm making it up as I go along, and this yarn has been hand dyed by myself. It's a chunky yarn and it's so soft. The dyes that I use are acid dyes, and they are easy fix all in one, and again I will try and link those in the description below. Followed by spinning. I managed to do this bit, and I hope you can see all the pretty colours in there. The blues, the greens, the sparkly purple. Now, I bought these as Rolags. I'll show you what one looks like. And I bought these from Etsy on a shop called, I think it's Shankly's. Anyway, I'll link their shop down below. Totally recommend them. The fibre is absolutely wonderful to spin. And if you're interested in a Turkish spindle similar to mine, that's also on Etsy. That is Kerry Spindles. And this is a Turkish one, and they're lovely. You make what they call turtles. That's what that is a turtle. So I'll link all that in the description below. So I've only been working on this over the weekend, so I haven't done a vast amount. I still have, yeah, a lot. But it is beautiful fibre, it really is. Next up is knitting. Now this yarn I have dyed myself. It's a sock yarn and it is lovely. It's got nylon in and it is absolutely knitting up beautifully. Let's see if I can show you. Really nice. I'm knitting them on the Chirgoos 9-inch circular needles. It's the red lace ones. I find these the easiest to knit socks on. This is what this can be, socks. It's just a plain vanilla pattern, and it's one of those projects that if you're sat watching telly, you can just keep knitting, not worry about what you're doing, and watch telly at the same time, so it's handy. Right, that's my crafts for today. Hopefully I'll be able to get a bit more spinning in a bit later, but I will bring you back when the marshmallows on the dehydrator are done. Right, it's 7:30 at night and my kids have requested cake, so that's what we're gonna do. So here we go. Before I start, I will say that I will write the recipe in the description box below. Okay, so you don't have to get pen and paper and try and write it now. It will all be in the description box. Okay. Self-raising flour, cocoa or cacao powder, caster sugar, softened butter, mine's unsalted, use whatever you would like, chocolate chips and some eggs. Now I will admit I don't normally weigh things, I go by eye. So for me to weigh all this is really different for me because I normally just sling it all in a bowl, keep my fingers crossed that it works. But we're going to do it the proper way today. Right, first in butter and sugar. Right, mix these in together and we want to make it till it's soft and creamy. I'll move things out of the way for a moment so you can see clearer. This is just my way of doing things. This isn't following anyone's recipe. This is just what I would throw together in a bowl. Right. That's fine. Next I'm gonna add the eggs, and I always crack them individually. That's one. Mix that in. Right, now I'm gonna switch to a whisk. Right, I'm going to add my cocoa powder in with my flour and give that a quick mix. Doesn't have to be perfect. Add some of that. Keep whisking. That I'm going to add a second egg. In I go. Again, keep whisking. This may not be quite the correct way what's written on all the recipe books, but it's my way. Feel free to do everything your way. Okay, rest of the flour. Now I'll see if I need that third egg or not. Which I am going to do that third egg. If you haven't got 3 eggs, use some milk just to slacken it slightly. Start with a tablespoon at a time, and that would work just the same. But I'm okay because I've got enough eggs in today. I very often use the milk instead of the third egg. Give that a good whisk. Scraping down that bowl. Okay, nice. Chocolate chips. Don't ask me how many to put in. As many as you feel is correct. That's 1 handful. 1.5 handfuls. That is probably about 3 ounces at a guess. 2 to 3 ounces. My oven is already preheating. Mine's a fan assisted oven, and that is on 170. Right, let me knock this off and we'll start putting them in the oven. Let me jiggle things around a little. Probably better that way. Right. Just with a spatula, I'm just going to go around and just make sure there's nothing caught at the bottom. No. Right. Right, I always start off with a heaping spoonful in each first, and then I go back and top up. Right, time to go in the oven. They'll take roughly 15 minutes, but keep checking them. And I'll be back when they're cooked. Right, these have just come out the oven. They're still hot. I'm going to transfer them onto a cake rack and wait for them to cool, and then I will come back and quickly decorate them. Right, our cakes are cool. I've melted some chocolate. All that was the same chocolate chips as I put in the cakes. So let's have a go. Let's see if I can make a nice mess. Don't come at me if I make a mess. It's just my nature. White chocolate stars. Now I've got hot hands, so I'm going to have to work quick. Okay, one down. Let's get going. And there we are, all done and complete. I'll be back to do the marshmallows in a while. We're here to do the dehydrated marshmallows. Follow me. With dehydrated marshmallows, you don't want them soft. If they're soft, put them back in there. They should be hard. Hard. Right, all we're going to do, put them in the jar. I'll bring you back when I've filled the jar. Right, the jar's full. Airtight lid. And now they're ready for my kids to put in their hot chocolates and cereal. Well, that's it for today, guys. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to click the subscribe and turn the notifications on. That way you'll know every time we upload this video. Until next time, happy crafting!